Hi there everyone, it's Ibrahim here, and this video tutorial is brought by technologyman.com, and this is another one which is creating a wallpaper again on Photoshop. So I'll be teaching you how to create something similar to this, not exactly similar but the same idea. So let's create a new document, and I'll be using a widescreen wallpaper size. So go to new and you set the width to 1366 and the height to 768 pixels. Make sure you have pixels selected. This screen resolution is for like a widescreen laptop or a widescreen monitor. So once you've done that, you can name anything here like a wallpaper. Okay, once you've done that, click on OK, and once you have your page ready, we'll actually start with something. According to this, we have started with a background which is a gray background, so we'll do something similar. I'll create a new layer. Make sure you create a new layer. You know there is already a background layer there, but it's locked. Could even unlock that, but I prefer not using that now. And go to your gradient tool. Here I'm going to just click on this bar here so that I get the gradient options, and make sure you know that you can add more gradients by just clicking anywhere around this area here. Like if I create another point here, I get a new point, so I can change my color by just double clicking on this point here and making a new color. So I don't really need that. Let's get this off, and I'm going to keep a gray color on the start and at the end point, and a white color right in the center. You could know the position here by keeping this 50. This would be 0 and 0. Anyway, okay, the first point here, you could even change the color by clicking on this color box here, and you could, if you really want the color, you could take it. It's D0 3 times, and then I'm taking a white color, which is obviously 6 Fs. Okay, and you could even add this new button here which could save your colors. I've already saved that here, and you could even give a name for that. Once you've done that, make sure it's selected, press on OK, and I'll be using the other option, not the linear. I'll be using the reflected gradient, and it doesn't matter if the reverse is switched on or off because both the ends have the gray color. Just click and drag somewhere like this, so you get this nice reflected different, you know, like first the gray, then the white, and the gray, then the white, and the gray. It keeps coming, depends on how much small you make it. Okay, once you've done that, let's keep this over here, and we'll make another new layer and just call this back color. Okay, and now in the new layer we'll create a frame. So to create a frame, I'll be using the shape of the rectangle tool. Make sure you don't select the marquee tool. This is really much easier. Make sure once it's selected, change your settings here on top, not to paths or any other, the shape with paths or just paths. Just select the one which you see it just fills in the pixels. It doesn't make any path or something which disturbs you, directly draws once you draw it. Okay, and for now we'll keep any colors because we're going to, we're going to change the color using the blending options. Let's just draw a frame. Make sure you're somewhere around here, or you could even select the whole document, reduce the size of the selection and fill that in, because you would get the appropriate exact points of space on the corners. I'll show you that in another moment. I'll just show you this. It's once you draw, you get a fill here, and you could just center it up by pressing on Ctrl A, which selects the whole document here, and you could just press into and so on, center it vertically and horizontally. Or you could just, let's delete that, Ctrl A, delete, press Ctrl A, which you see selects the whole document, and come to select, choose modify, and you could click on border, which would give you just a frame on the outside. So once you press on OK, you see that you have a selection. Let's zoom in to see this. You have a selection here just in the corners, so we basically don't really want like something like that. So let's again just draw a proper rectangle. Once you've done that, I'm going to select my selection tool, Ctrl A, center it on both sides, and now you press Ctrl D just to deselect that. Now what I exactly need is, I don't really want the inner portion filled with black, so I'm going to press on Ctrl and click on the thumbnail here of this black rectangle we just drew, so that it selects the whole side of it. And I'm going to go to select, modify and click on contract. What this basically does is it reduces the selection you just selected here. So it asks you how many pixels would you want to contract it. Somewhere around 25 pixels. Yeah, well, we need double of that, so let's control Z and go to select again, modify, contract, give something around 60 pixels. Now you see, once it's done that, you can zoom in here to see if this point is sharp. If it is sharp, that means there isn't any feather, which would make a soft cut then, which is not really what we want. Okay, once you've done that, just click on hold on your alt key and click on the mask icon here. What it does is when you hold on your alt key and click on the mask icon, it doesn't show the area you are selecting, so it shows the other way around. So alt and click on the mask. Now it just shows the one you didn't select and hides the one you selected. Okay, now what we need to do is give a different color for this frame. So I'm going to double click on the side of the layer here to open up the blending options. So double click. Okay, once you open that, select gradient overlay and click on this bar here. Okay, once you have it selected, let's change a color, something like blue or something different than the one in the back. I think red would be good, so I'll take this red. Yeah, I think I'll take this red, the one just there. Yeah, okay, once you've done that, click on OK, and that's enough what we do here. Now what we'll do is we'll add some design inside the box here. So what I'm going to do is create again another layer, and I'm going to draw something using the brush. So click on the brush tool, right click on your screen here, and I've got a couple of brushes here which have some nice leafy like curves, what do you say. Okay, I'm going to switch to white color on my foreground color. I'm just going to click once on this side, and I'm going to change this design something like this, and click once on this side. Okay, once you see that, now you see that it's all on the screen here too. So I don't want that, I just actually want it to be inside the frame, or you could even let it be inside the frame's screen here, not outside the one which you see out of the frame. So what I'm going to do, click on control and click on the frame here. So what it does is it selects this area and leaves the other area. So now I'm just going to click on mask, not alt on mask, just click on the mask. So when you click that, it hides the unselected one and shows the inside one. Now you could even play with this blend options here, like overlay to make it look like this, or something like soft light. Depends on your look. For now I'm going to leave it to normal. And what else shall we add? Well, I'm going to add a text going by on a different angle here, like from the bottom to the right top corner. So create another new layer and let's draw a rectangle. Make sure again it's set to fills, and I'm going to draw one straight like something like that. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to make another small, what do you say, a small thinner rectangle on top of this. So I want the same width and the size. So what I'm going to do is click on control, click on this thumbnail here to have this selected. I'm going to switch to my rectangular marquee tool and hold on your alt key so that you minus selection and just select top portion of this area, something like that. Okay, once you've done that, with my marquee tool still selected, I'm going to click on, hold on shift and the top arrow just to nudge that out a bit topwards. Okay, and hold on your alt key and click on the backspace button. What it does is when you hold on your alt key, click on backspace, it fills in the foreground color. So if you want to fill on your background color, you would hold control backspace, which would fill like so. Control backspace fills black, alt backspace fills white, which is foreground color. Okay, so control D to deselect again. Well, let's switch to black and white so it got it up. Okay, let's do that again. Yeah, once that's done, I'm gonna press on control T to transform, and I'm just gonna turn it in this angle here, and I'm gonna move this on this direction so that no point is inside the frame. So another turn. Yeah, something like that, and hit enter. Okay, once you've done that, what I'm going to do is again control click on this thumbnail to have the inner part here select, and actually I'll select the most inner section. Yeah, I'll select this. Actually I want to select the inside part, so control click and go back to your switch to your marquee tool, and I'm going to hold control. I'm just going to right click on this selection here and click on free transform selection, so that you can transform your selection, and hold on your shift and hold on your alt and just make this a bit small, and it's not exactly doing it. Okay, hold on your alt key and bring it downwards, something like that, and click on enter. Once you've done that, now just click on your mask button here. Okay, we have it in here. I can't really see, so I'm going to change the color again, back to blending options. So I'm going to open up effects, gradient overlay, and we'll take something like, I think an orange would look good, maybe a purple. We'll take an orange color. Okay, once you've done this, now let's type in something here inside the box which is here. So I'm going to switch to my text tool, press on T on your keyboard, and let's type in my, or just try my photo. Oops. Okay, enter on that, and let's change the color for this. I'm gonna keep it something like, I think I'll take some same maroon color here, and let's select a font. Yeah, I could keep this, and let's control T on this text again, transform it in the same angle of, let's lower the size a bit more, enter. I think I'll make this text to white so it's really seen properly. Yeah, that's much better. And make this font, I think, a bit more straight. Okay, that's good. Now you see that, check on if it's in the same angle. Okay, now you can see it's a nice frame is created here. You could even add an image here in the back side, which you could select that area and again mask the image so that it stays inside that frame. So I hope you learned something from this, and you could add more, even some more different designs of curves and leaves like the previous one which are here, like adding the mask again inside, and you could even add another frame inside. You could do anything you'd really want to modify with this. Spend a lot of time and get more different ideas. Okay, I hope you learned something from this, and thank you for watching. Check on our next video. Thanks.